everyone! Today I will be telling you guys about how I got into BTS. I know I've made a video like this before, but I wanted to combine this video with my experience in the BTS fan meeting in Jakarta that I went to in 2015. So let's start. It all began in 2013. I used to always check this channel called lololol, now known as 1TheK. I used to always just check the channel and click on the videos that seemed interesting to me. And then one day, exactly on the 26th of May 2013, I saw a video called BTS 방탄소년단 debut trailer. I don't know, maybe the name BTS struck me or the thumbnail was very interesting to me. I clicked it and then I watched it. And then I was instantly attracted because wow, it was all rap. Because during that time, I was liking BAP. I was also liking EXO and everybody else. But yes, I was into BAP and BAP had a lot of rap. But this trailer, everything was rap. So I was so intrigued. On June 6, 2013, the teaser of their No More Dream music video came out. I clicked it and I watched it and well, I remember watching it on my phone. To be honest, my first thoughts were, wow, the names. Because like in that teaser, they showed each member with their names, like their stage names. I mean, when the name Jungkook came out, I was like, okay, Jungkook is like a Korean name, it's normal. And V was also okay because, you know, Infinite has L, VIX had N. V was normal to me. But when the name J-Hope came out, Suga and Rap Monster, I was like, what kind of group is this? When their music video came out, I didn't watch it because maybe during that day I didn't check Loan's channel. I also didn't check Big Hit's channel because I didn't know BTS was from Big Hit. One day, my sister was watching a rerun of Music Bank on KBS and then she was like, Ja! My nickname is Cha Cha. Cha! This is the group that people said had a really hard dance move and where like a person will always lift up his shirt and the fans would always go crazy if they don't post a selfie on Twitter. I sat on the couch with her and I saw the performance. Of course, it was BTS. They were performing No More Dream. And because this was a rerun of Music Bank, they also had like the English lyrics on it. And then so, I watched it. I remember paying a lot of attention on the lyrics and the beat. So I was attracted to the beat. Also the rap because there was a lot of rap and I liked rap. But what struck me the most was lyrics. The lyrics of No More Dreams struck me the most because they were talking about dreams, and during that time I was young. And I also was in a rough patch about dreams. I didn't know which university I wanted to go or whatever, and I didn't have a dream. And my dream was one of my like biggest dreams were crushed. Yes, so whatever, the song lyrics attracted me and I liked the song. So I was going through a rough patch during that time, and then the song No More Dream struck me. So on that day, after I watched that performance, I searched up on BTS. I searched up on their songs and then what came out was We Are Bulletproof Part 2 with English lyrics. So I watched that one and wow, again the lyrics. They were rapping about staying up all night and writing lyrics, I think. And also the rap line that said, all of you who are called rappers because you cannot sing. I'm like, wow, 이런 group, I'm like, wow, it's this kind of group. You know, I like this kind of group. This kind of group is good. Like, you know, songs like that because I can relate to the songs. Maybe that's why BTS got so popular. And then I went on Google to check on their profile. I went to this website and they had their No More Dream concept pictures. I was shocked. I remember being shocked because Jungkook was 1997. He was born in 1997. Because during that time, the youngest person that I knew in K-pop was 1996, which was Zello from BAP. Zello was considered very, very young for me, but I saw BTS's profile and I saw Jungkook was born in 1997, so I was freaking shocked. Okay. Moving on, I was also I was amused by the facts that I read about them. Like V was bit by a monkey, Jin liked Mario and pink stuff, and Red Monster's ideal type was a girl with like white t-shirt, jeans and red Converse. Jungkook wanted to be an owner of a duck restaurant, well, am I right? They seemed very interesting to me. So I searched up like on their interviews, and then I also found Rookie King. I remember finding Rookie King when I was up in my room. So it was at night and I had school the next day, so I only watched one episode of Rookie King. And you guys, wow, just like by that one episode of Rookie King, I first got attracted to BTS because of their songs, and then I fell in love with their personalities. I fell in love with them as people. And then the next day, I told about BTS to every one of my friends, every one of my close friends. I told them about BTS, and I showed them like the elevator prank scene from Rookie King, and they laughed and I also laughed, and I just really had a good time showing my friends BTS. I remember after I went home from school, I binged watched all the BTS videos, and I downloaded all their songs, and wow, I don't know, I really got into the group. Of course, I got into other groups as well, but I don't know, from 2013 until now, Bangtan is really the only group that stayed. Right now, I'm liking BTS and Astro. I hope Astro will stay with me also because they're very cute. They're very nice people. But yeah, BTS is still over here with me. As for biases, I'm not gonna lie, during the teaser with their names, I was attracted to Jungkook, like visually attracted to Jungkook. And V. But when I watched Rookie King, I got really attracted to V. So I went to search up fancams of Taehyung. I found fancams of him during those hi-fi sessions and fan signings. And then he was so genuine. I mean, everybody else were also genuine, but I was solely only searching up on V's fancams. He just was so nice to them during fan signing and high touches, and I was jealous, of course, but yeah, whatever. I just fell in love with V. But eventually, I ended up liking all of them. So I didn't have a bias for so long until September 11, 2015. Actually, a few weeks after that. Now for my experiences in the 2015 BTS Fanmeet in Jakarta on the 11th of September 2015. BTS went here for a fan meeting, and of course, I went. So during that day, it was a Friday, I remember, it was a Friday. I didn't have class that day, and so I was happy. But my sister had class in the morning, so my dad had to send my sister to school, wait for my sister to finish her class, and then go back home. And then he would send me to the venue. I remember getting ready like 3 hours before I was picked up because I wanted to look really nice. Let me just tell you this first. It's a fan meeting, and I bought the VVIP tickets, so I got row B in the middle. No, actually I didn't know I was in the middle, but I got row B. And then yes, it took me like 3 hours to get ready, and I bought my army bomb with me, and I went to the venue by myself. It was the first K-pop fan meeting I went to by myself. I went there like blank. So I sat in the line. I remember because I had the VVIP ticket, so I could go inside first. And then I sat in line, like on the floor, in front of the doors to the venue. I was just sitting by myself like this. because I was alone and everyone around me had friends. Because we had the same pairs. But I had no one. One girl sat beside me and her friend sat behind me. And then they were talking about like they wanted to go to the toilet, but then they were afraid that their spot would get taken and their stuff would get taken. Then I told them, I can take care of the stuff for you if you want. You can go to the toilet. And then they were like, oh really? Then I'm like, yeah. They said thank you. Then they went there and just like took care of the stuff. And then when they went back, they started talking to me. This girl beside me, she was like, who's your bias? And at that time, I didn't have a bias, remember? So I said, I don't know, I like all of them. And then she was like, I have V photo cards, do you want? Then I'm like, yeah, I want. And then she gave me, the one behind me was, I remember she was 25. She was 25 that time. She took care of me. I remember she was so into Jin. Like she really loved Jin so much. She was so in love with Jin. She even like brought her own flower crown to wear so that Jin would notice her. I remember during the family, she kept shouting like, Kim Seok Jin, Kim Seok Jin. But we got separated when we went inside the venue because we had different seat numbers. When I went inside the venue, I found out that my seat was in the middle. So I was row B, the second row, and in the middle. And I was happy because the stage was freaking close. I was so... You have no idea how nervous I was the whole day that day. In the car with my dad, I'm like, I'm so freaking nervous. I'm so freaking nervous. Like, oh my gosh, I'm finally getting to see them, and like, wow, you have no idea how like pounding my heart was. Okay, whatever. Actually, that fan meeting was combined with like an Indonesian Korean group. I don't know what, KM. So they performed first. They performed like a few songs first and then BTS came out. But before that, before everything started, I sat in my seat. I made friends with the person beside me. In front of me sat 2 fan sites. I swear, because I saw like the banner she was holding was Snow Peach. So it was Jungkook's fan site. You know Snow Peach? Yes. And then Snow Peach was here in front of my friend, the new friend I made. In front of me was Jimin's fan site, I think. I swear it was Jimin's fan site, but I'm not sure. Me having the VVIP ticket means I was entitled to a high touch and a photo session, group photo session. Suddenly, it was just like so freaking sudden. Bangtan just came out on stage. They just came out. I'm like, oh my god, like what? Like they didn't look real to me, you know? They looked like exactly the same as in pictures. You know how people say like pictures don't do them justice? I think that they look exactly like their pictures, so like I couldn't believe myself. I thought like everything was a screen and I was just watching a screen, but it was them in person and they were freaking close. There was a barrier over here and then the first row and then my row. So there was a barrier, but like not that far away, not that high also. You know when they came out, the clicking of the fan side cameras, you can hear them like the ones in front, Snow Peach and I don't know what Jimin fan side it was, but of course like taking pictures are not allowed, right? So like they were told not to take pictures and then they hit their cameras. Me being very stupid, okay, you could take pictures with your phone, but I didn't take because I was afraid I would get kicked out. I didn't take out my phone to take pictures. Also, my phone was very shitty at the time. My camera was really bad, so I have a lot of Fancams. But it was after Miss Right, and Miss Right was after Miss Right. I should have captured Miss Right. Moving on. So apparently we had the high five and photo session first. That's why they came out. But to be honest, Bangtan didn't look that happy that day. I don't know, maybe they were really tired because on that day, immediately after the concert, that night, they had to go to Japan for another schedule. And after Japan, they had to go to the USA for like the highlight. Is it highlight? They went to different cities. Yeah, they had such a packed schedule, so I think they were tired. Maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure. So there were 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there were 5 or 6. I was in the 3rd section of the VVIP in the middle. These 2 sections went up first, and I was just looking at them, like just high-fiving them. What I did was like when it was our turn, me and my friend here were freaking 떨려, you know, 떨려. She likes J-Hope, I remember. My friend here likes J-Hope. And then it was our turn. We stood up in a line. We just went up the steps here. Okay, this is the stage. These are the steps. These are the seats. So we went up here. Then we just waited in line here. Bangtan is here. So what happened was, you guys have no idea how nervous I was. You guys have no idea. They were in line. V was the first person. We had to high five. So basically, pretend you are me. Okay? You are me. Basically, it was like this. I'm short. I'm a very short person. So V raised his hand up like this, and then he bent down, and then he looked straight into my eye, and then he was like 안녕. Oh my gosh, yeah. He was like 안녕, like really low, and then with the smile, I froze. I seriously, this is one thing I regretted like so much, was he said 안녕 to me. I didn't say anything back because I was so freaking starstruck. I didn't even smile. His hand was here. I just like that. It went by so freaking fast. V was the only person who looked me in the eye. The rest, because it was so fast, the rest just looked at the next person. So I couldn't say anything. I prepared so many words to say to them, but it was so fast, so I couldn't say anything. So I was sad. I was kind of sad, yes, but I don't know. After our line high-fived, we were told to kneel down in front of BTS. I remember not knowing who I kneeled down in front of. But yeah, I just kneeled down. I didn't even turn back. See, that's what I regret. I didn't turn back to like say bye or whatever. I just went off stage. Oh my gosh. When I went back to my seat, the 2 fan side on knees, they turned around and they talked to me. Then they were like, do you wanna change seats with us? In my head, I was like, oh my gosh, why? But like, because they want to take pictures, of course. You know, fan sides are very professional when it comes to that. So I'm like, yes, okay, thank you very much. So I sat in the front middle row with my friend because 2 of the fan sides wanted to change seats. So we both sat in front, and then we were like so happy because we were in front. Most of the time during the fan meeting, this was my phone. I was filming everything like this. This was my Bangtan bang. I was like, Let me tell you guys this also. I'm a very shy person actually. I regret this so much. During the fan meeting, I had a lot of eye contact with a lot of the members except for Suga and Red Monster. I didn't have eye contact with any one of them. But being me, every time I had eye contact with someone, I just looked away immediately because I was shy. I don't know. Okay, this is a moment that I regret, but it was also heart fluttering for me. I had eye contact with Jin, Jimin, J-Hope, V, and Jungkook. The heart-fluttering moments were the eye contacts, and also I think it was during the encore. They sang Rise of Bangtan, but I didn't film it because I didn't want to film like the whole thing. I wanted to enjoy the fan meeting without like filming. So during Rise of Bangtan, oh my gosh, like Jimin sat in front over there. He just sat on stage just in front of me, and I'm like, he just smiles at you and like I didn't film it. Another heart-fluttering moment was, you know, during Miss Right, J-Hope's part where he says 탁한 것 같아 내 마음을 흔든 주인공이 앞에. During that part, they gather around, so J-Hope's like 탁한 것 같아 내 마음을 흔든 주인공이 앞에 나 끌리는 것 같아 사자처럼 지금 바로 너한테 너의 삶, 너의 마음, 너의 face, 너의 life 마치 포도조각 마냥 내 이상형을 맞춘 사람 너란 날씨에 이끌리는 바람 나는 건 항상 널 향해만 가는 girl. I was in the middle, right? But I'm not like exactly in the middle, I'm just like a bit here. They didn't gather around J-Hope facing directly in front in the middle. They moved a bit here. Maybe it's my wishful thinking, but like I could have sworn, okay, they just... Because I remember like J-Hope looked at me and then he was like 탁한 것 같아. He like 탁한 것 같아. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not lying, I'm really not lying. But like, yeah, 탁한 것 같아. The meaning of the lyrics, okay, I think she has come. I'm in front of the person who shakes my heart. Oh man. And then you know in Miss Right, there's this move 너는 내게 최고. That's the move. They taught us the movement before the song. I swear, okay, some of them did that to me. Also, there was one part where the cameraman was shooting the audience and just my face suddenly went on the screen behind because my face was shot. I didn't care though because I was just like looking at Martha just doing this. Yep, so those were my heart-fluttering moments during my BTS fan meet experience. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, this was a really messy and very boring video. I just reached home from school. I just wanted to film this really quick. Also, I also took some fan cams, so I will show you guys some of the fan cams that I took right now.
Okay, let's move on to the next stage!
Sugar now, mic check. Sugar, are you ready?
I'm ready. It was great to see you all in Jakarta. Please always be with us. You're so welcome. Thank you, Jakarta. Wow, so many Jakarta. Wow, so good. Thank you so much. Love so much. See you next time. Thank you, Jakarta.
I never expected that we have so many friends here in Jakarta. Terima kasih.
I'd like to say I love you to all. We'll be back. Please eyes on us. Jakarta!
Once again, thank you for coming to our first 2015 SHBAR Music with BTS and Taehyung. Please keep your eyes and keep your ears on us. Our new album, The Most Beautiful Movie Part 2.
So BTS is coming to Jakarta for their Wings tour, and I will be going. So if any one of you guys are going, you can tell me. Maybe we can meet up. Thank you guys for watching. Do comment down below about how you got into BTS, and if you had any experiences, please also comment down below because I would love to hear about them. I hope you have a wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon. So thank you very much and goodbye.